Good evening, ladies and ladies men, and whoever you are. So welcome to this channel. And if you don't know, this is supposed to be a vibe. This is supposed to be a vibe like when you are just want to wind down. It's like when you are with your friend that you just want to talk about when you are after you finish your work, but before you go to sleep, like a friend where you go when you are trying to wind up. I don't know why am I explaining this, but yes. So I'm just realizing that, well, I mean, I'm having a lot of realization. But yeah, when you have anger, especially in your voice, I think one of the great tools is to read out loud. Like even just a few days by reading out loud, it's different, between reading a certain passage and then actively speaking while you are thinking. Like when you are just reading, it's like you turn off the brain because you don't have to think a lot. Like it's already written in it. So before I start reading my poem, like let us set an intention first with a candle. And then whatever intention it is, keep it in your mind. Like keep it in your mind. Wait a second. Okay, so keep it in your mind. I'm gonna put it right here. You're gonna see. I just don't see. Okay. Now it's on my pottery leaf. So let's start it. Let's reading my poem. My poem. Flashlight. And this called is In a Limbo. Limbo. So to be stuck in a limbo, constantly questioning your worth as if that it is something that you need to prove. It is something that you need to earn. It is something that you are not born with. What if it is a long life journey of loving yourself? You will get to a point thinking that, oh, I have loved myself enough, only to end up in a relationship where your words are consistently being questioned. To keep editing and reinventing yourself just for the sake to be loved by people that does not even know how to love themselves. To keep revamping, curating yourself just as a contingency, as a response to your fear of being rejected as someone that are not enough for the society, someone that doesn't fit any society standard, someone that don't belong anywhere. And to keep spiraling inside your own turmoil, going deeper to the rabbit hole that is your only way thinking that it is your only way out to escape the prison of your own very mind, of your own very prison that you have created within yourself. Gassing up others just to fill the void of disturbing silence you won't face, because it is scarier to be alone with your thought. It is scarier to be alone with yourself. So you just choose to find a better way, a best way to running away from your truth. And last but not least, feeling not good enough, wealthy enough, pretty enough, young enough, smart enough, or not feeling like you do enough, not feeling that you are good enough, nice enough, kind enough. And I could go on and on and on. Like not being tall enough, not being crazy enough, not being weird enough, not being normal enough. As the result of hanging out too much with a group of people that you just pretended to like. Okay, so that's the end of the poem. Let me sip my water first. I think it's good for dramatic effect. Ha ha ha. Will you move that face? Okay. So, yeah, this is kind of about when you are struggling with your self-worth. I mean, I've been on this journey for long enough to say that, to probably say that I think I am now in a better space, in a better position to say that now my worth is not based too much more on the outer, the external part of my worth, but instead it's something that I built brick by brick. Well, it's actually whatever you are building to improve your self-worth, it's actually you are going to understand and to know yourself better. Because actually everything that you believe, your limiting beliefs, are just projection, of other people, projection of your parents. Maybe since a kid we've been programmed that you need to be good enough first, or you need to have like 100 score at math so that you are a smart kid. It's always conditional. So our words are based on the condition that we must earn, we must achieve. It's most of us tied our self-worth, our sense of belonging and sense of loving ourselves to how much do we earn, how much do we achieve, when in reality, like, it's just a part of limiting belief and limiting that the society, like, it's systematical thing that our parents are taught to, and our grandparents are taught to, and to like the oldest like generation. It just have been this shame and this conditions has been inherited. The next thing, what if it's a lifelong journey of loving yourself, and you will get to a point thinking, oh, I love myself enough now. Why do I need to try more? I think I love myself enough. And but the funny thing, you will end up with a relationship that doesn't treat you right. But I think that's also part of the journey, because when you realize, it's a good thing when you finally have that revelation that this is not a relationship that I deserve. This is not a relationship that I will have. When I respect myself, when I like appreciate myself, this should not be okay. This should not be alone. So if you are on that journey, on that point where, hey, this, I'm too good for this, then congratulations. Even if you already are in relationship that you know are not good for you, but it's a good thing. The only matter is now you realize. But if you realize, if you know that it's not good for you, but still you're in that, I don't know what else I want to talk about. I mean, it's your own medicine. Taste of your own medicine. And then of course, like, we want to be always reinventing ourselves, to be always revamping ourselves. Like, you know, when we think that every single season of our life we need to become better, we need to reinvent ourselves in a way that it's more appealing. Like an artist, when they are releasing a new album, they always think that I gotta need to make a better record. So you must think like, I gotta be a better version of myself. But what if you don't have to? You don't have to. You don't have to become a better version of yourself every single day. You are right now. You already are the best version of yourself. What if, you know, an affirmation for me more click if I say what if actually that the version that you see right now is the best version of yourself? What if you already are the best version of yourself? What if the best version of yourself is not somebody that have no flaws? What if the best version of yourself is not someone that have it all together, that are perfect, that have no mistake? That, you know, if you think your best version of yourself will be someone that work every single day and then have it all together and happy all the time, you're gonna be disappointed. Because in the journey of becoming a best version of yourself, it's not only about productivity. I think it's more about the embodiment. It's more about you are already in a place that you have walked bruises to bruises. That's why you already are the best version of yourself, because whatever misery, whatever trauma that you have went through, that nobody's seen your tears, maybe you cry a lot in the night and you cannot sleep, but no one saw that, and then you still are here. That's the best thing. That's a champion. You are a champion, because no matter what, you keep going, and that's what's matter. I don't know what else is better than that. I don't know what better than the version that always doing your best. And if you are here, that means that you still trying your best, and that's what matter. And yeah, it's really easy to get stuck on that limbo, to get stuck on that place of spiraling in our own thought, and it's kind of hard, but it get easier. It's hard, but it will get better, it will get easier, it will get easier. Like it is, if this is the hardest point that you have been, then it means that it will just get better. What if it will get easier every single day? What if things will just be easier? Maybe not easiest, but better. At least things will become better for you. Maybe things will become better in the sense that, oh, now I used to have so much work, but better in the sense I choose to take the power back and choose to decide I don't want to do this much work. I mean, you're still working, but I'm choosing now whether it is important, which are urgent, which are I don't need to work on that. Okay? You don't need to handle everything. You don't need to apologize for everything. And that's story for another day. Why do you keep apologizing? Why do you, even if you are making mistakes, that's okay. I look so pale, you know. And I see you that you always hype your friend, you always hype your best friend, you always hype anyone that you see, like, oh, you're so beautiful. I mean, maybe some of it are genuine, but maybe sometimes sometimes I'm given compliment, or sometimes I start a conversation without thinking too much because I hate the silence. I don't like silence. I think it's awkward, and because if there is silence, it's louder. You know, silence is not quiet. Silence is the loudest moment in the conversation. Every single conversation, it's the loudest moment. It's not when someone screams, but the loudest moment is when someone stops saying a word. It's scary, and the reason why it is scary is first because you have not trained yourself, you have not practiced being comfortable in silence. You don't want to hear, to listen all the thoughts that are bubbling in your head, that are bubbling in your brain. Like you can only hear the thought that you have only when you don't have anyone to talk to. And I know who you are. I was like that too. I was always trying to go out with friends because I don't want to be alone because it's very uncomfortable. But you know what? Like, it's the best thing now to be alone and to train yourself, to practice yourself every single day, to just be a little bit more comfortable, and to a point that this is the best thing. Like, being alone, going out alone, solo date is the most simple, you know? When you can sit with yourself and you feel comfortable enough and you became best friend with yourself, and you don't push it away, it just becomes so simple. We are the most simple person in our life. Like, we don't need to guess what we are thinking. We know. We know. We cannot fool ourselves, and maybe that's the hardest part, because you're not fooling anyone, you're not lying to anyone. But the hardest part is also when you are in a place where criticizing yourself. I mean, it's not that I'm saying don't go out with your friend. I'm saying that go out with your friend, but also go out with yourself. You go out with your friend, but you also need your time alone. Yourself also need a time to recuperate. I don't know so much about finance, but when you have like enough money, spend it with your on yourself. Like you will not go broke if you go to the park. You will not go broke if you just have a one day off and you just treat yourself for a coffee, or you just treat yourself to a picnic. But it's harder, when you have the money. But it's kind of like, I think I need just to hold it tightly. But money will come again, but the experience. And I remember regretting not going into concert. And now the girl band, the K-pop girl band, Girls' Generation, we cannot have it anymore. But let's manifest that, okay? Let's manifest Girls' Generation have a reunion again. And so the last part, and this one is like parallel to when you are tying your sense of self to material things. What I'm talking about material things, it's not only about money, but it's also about every single thing that you see. Like, how do you look and how smart are you? It's also material thing, something that you can see and you can measure. Every single thing that you can measure is material things. And we, as the human being, I will say it again and again, we are so obsessed and we are so brainwashed to thinking that the most important things is everything that we can see. The most important things is something that we can hold, or we can spend, or we can, just anything like that. And just hold this in your heart as a knowing that yourself, that your soul is so expensive. It's beyond measure. Like the preciousness and the luxury of it, it's so expensive. It is so rare. It is so brilliant. It's just like a diamond that you cannot measure. You cannot measure how much the price is. You cannot measure your own soul with numbers. And that's why it is hard for you to see your soul as something that is valuable, to see your soul that is something that is worthy, that is so precious, that is like a treasure, that the only thing matter is you treating your soul, that you be in a home and taking care of your soul. Yeah, and I think I'm going to end it there. Good night, girl. It's night. And then see you another time. And I hope you're having a good time.